Hello, Cancer. Welcome to the Divine Dojo. I'm Gabriela, and I am doing your reading for April 28th to May 4th today. And first let's clear the energy. I've been going nonstop today, so it's good to clear some of this energy. This is a clearing tuning fork with the 4096 hertz. So it's very sharp, and it's good to like go around your house and, clear some energy up. So yeah, welcome. Today's Monday, and we're just coming off of that beautiful, beautiful new moon in Taurus that happened yesterday. The energies are still there and still strong. Great week for breakthroughs and moving forward and turning the page on this book that we've been reading the same page for like 5 months. All planets are direct finally, and so it's go time. It's time to start implementing the things that have been stalled and or just not moving forward or blocked in some sort of form or fashion with the stagnant, slow energies that we have had. We've had some crazy, intense energies with Mars and Leo, and then Venus will be moving into Aries. So there's just a lot of changes happening, and a lot of the big changes that will happen this year is stuff that we haven't seen in a really long time. But basically a good portion of the planets moving from feminine signs into masculine signs. So we're going to be a lot of fire and air this year. So a lot of changes, quick, fast, and it's gonna get loud out there, even louder than it is right now in the world. So use this energy right now that we have all planets direct to start to implement and, move towards our dreams, our goals, our passions, that we have felt stuck in or not moving forward because just, the energy just was not there, and now it is. So moving forward, we have a couple of months until probably June, late June, mid-July, until, things start kind of getting a little drab again. So you definitely use this energy. And then what else is happening this week? Oh, on this week, May 4th, on Sunday, Pluto moves retrograde into Aquarius, or it's already in Aquarius, but Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. What else? And Mars is coming out of shadow. So, we have the two planets that rule, war and the underworld. One going retrograde and one coming on full force, with its power back. So, and it's in a fire sign. So there's going to be a lot of action. And Mars was in your sign, retrograde in your sign for a long time, and it's not a sign that it fucking likes. Mars in Cancer is just like, fuck this. I do not like this crabby Cancerian moody stuff. No offense, I love my Cancers. I'm a Pisces. I'm a Scorpio Sun, Pisces Moon, so I totally resonate with the Cancer energy. But yeah, so it's time to move forward with our dreams and goals. And so we're going to open up with a archetype card just to get, a nice foundation going here. And hope you all had a great weekend. So, of course, with these cards, there's always, so many always come out. The River. So this is the Kim Kranz archetypes deck. And I'm sorry, I'm suffering from a headache today. I don't know what was going on with that new moon, but it definitely, I have a headache, and I never get headaches. So for me, it's just like a little debilitating, but the show must go on, and we must make these readings. So the River, the river can be deep. The river is, again, always flowing and moving, and when it's not, and it's, stagnant and damp, that's when you get that gross ass water. But when it's flowing, it's nice. You can even drink from a beautiful river, because what happens is all the water is getting filtered through the rocks and the sand and all of that. So this is a beautiful card because when the river is flowing, the water is usually nice and crystal clear and fresh and beautiful. And, you know, there's the horse there that normally horses love to drink from, you know, fresh rivers. So this is a sign. Also, this kind of reminds me of your card, the Chariot card, which is the Cancerian energy, which has always been so fascinating to me that the Chariot was a Cancer energy, but it is what it is. I didn't make up the tarot, but it reminds me of that card, right? That it's time to go. It's time to like put our plans into motion because we have been stagnant for way too long. And, you know, again, while these energies are here, we need to utilize the aspects and use them in our lives. I know a lot of people don't follow the astrology, but you should, because it's really important to know what the aspects, what's happening in our sky, because then you'll know how to work with the energy. So, and everything in our lives and in our realm is energy. So I love this card for you guys. Let's pull some tarot and let's get this story started here. What's going on for you guys for the week of April 28th through May 4th? What's going on, Spirit, with Cancer this week? How can we help them? Beautiful. I don't know what that is, but one card definitely came out flying, which is the King of Pentacles. That came out in the Gemini's reading. This is beautiful. The King of Pentacles is, you know, it's wealthy, it's leadership, it's security, it's discipline, it's abundance, prosperity, generosity, which Cancers can be pretty generous. I love this card for you as an opening card. Let's see what else is going on, Spirit. We'll take a few more. Beautiful. What's up with you guys, Cancer? Okay, we'll take those. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Whoa, Cancer. Hello, hello, hello. We caught a couple reversals, but no big deal, no big deal. Oh, what's going on here? All right, so beautiful. Interesting. So along with the the King of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Cups, the Magician in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Two of Wands in the upright, and then we have the Seven of Swords reversed as well. So this is interesting. So, you know, you got basically the King of Pentacles and then the Ten of Cups, which is basically wish fulfillment, happiness, you know, joy, the whole kit and caboodle with this card, right? It's just like you wish fulfillment. You have everything, your dreams have come true. And we also have the Magician, but it is reversed. So it's just like, you know, about tapping into your talents. You know, it's planning and making moves, but making moves in a Taurian way, in a Capricornian way, in an earthly way. We are in our earthly energy with Taurus. So it's about making slow and steady steps towards your goals and your dreams in manifestation. And then this is also interesting because Taurus has to do with self-worth and confidence. So this says to me that, you know, there's some sort of like lack of confidence, belief, and also like not a belief in yourself. So you need, you know, to start, you don't need to do anything, but belief in yourself is really important, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to do that for you, Cancer, right? And then we also have the Ace of Wands reverse. And this is the card that that is speaking to what I've been saying with the energies that have been happening, you know, these past few months, really since Pluto moved into Aquarius. You know, there's been a lot of action in the world front and changes and things like that, but I know that I talk to people all the time, and personally, there's a lot of stagnation in, people's lives. And sure, each sign is different and all of that. And people, some other signs have things going on and all of this. But you have actually gone through some harsh energies. And so hopefully now, a lot of those energies that were squaring you and aspecting you, is now changing, and you can move forward in any plans that were delayed. Anything where you lack motivation, this is opportunity and hopefully motivation, but it is in reverse, so it's something to think about. And then we also have, which makes sense, with the Seven of Wands reverse. This is just like defending yourself, right? And feeling exhausted, giving up. A lot of the collective just wants to give up. This world has been crazy since fucking 2020, and we're tired, right? We're really just tired of the bullshit, right? And especially if things have been stagnant or hard in your life, then you're just, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to keep fighting and keep competing and keep, defending yourself and all of that. If that's what you've been going through, it's exhausting, right? This is a card of like just being tired and lacking confidence and, feeling overwhelmed and overprotective, which is a Cancerian thing too, even though that's a card of Leo. But, and then we have the Two of Wands, and this is like what I was saying before, with good planning, with good execution and writing down our steps and goals in a practical Taurian way, since we are in Taurus. This would be beneficial because this is about choices and, maybe leaving your home, changing homes, traveling. It could be that. But to me, it's more of making more of a plan to move on from these energies that we all as a collective have been feeling. And a lot of things with Pluto being, going retrograde on the 4th, it's, a lot of things coming out in the open. Maybe you're coming clean with some stuff, or rethinking. Maybe it's time to rethink your approach on how you move forward with your plans, with your goals, with your dreams. Right now, how can I put it, like, whatever seemed impossible is actually possible now. Whereas before it was just the universe, the energies, the planetary alignments fighting with us, against us, which sucks, but it is what it is. Sometimes that, we just have to go through it, and we are going to go through it more, especially once Saturn moves into Aries. That's going to be intense. But yeah, so Venus is moving into Aries, Saturn is moving into Aries. So just a minute, my dog is wanting to come in. All right, Cancer, sorry about that. I have my dog and my neighbor's dog. So, that's life, and it moves on. So anyways, what I was saying is, I forgot what I was saying, so we'll move from here. But basically, it's time to make changes in our life that, it's time to move forward in whatever we have been feeling stuck in. Especially, you got really good energy, even though a lot, these cards are reversed. It's still very powerful, an Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Magician. They're just good signs. And it's, it's time to use our talents. Can we clarify? And 2 sevens. I love that we got 2 sevens. The 7 of Swords and the 7 of Wands, but they are reversed, which is great. So yeah, clarifying the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Swords, we have the Hangman and then the Hermit upright. Yeah, so to me, it's like, it's time to get a new perspective, right? And on life, especially we need to start just like looking at things differently, and how maybe we can push forward with things in a different way instead of doing them how we were doing them before. This is a great time to be innovative. And if you find yourself feeling stuck in something that is not moving forward, maybe it's time to take a different look, a different perspective, a different approach to whatever it is you're dealing with, whether it's, work, partnerships, relationships, romantic or not, and move forward. There's not a lot of romance cards here. It's just basically wands and swords and pentacles. And then with the Hermit, it's definitely that like contemplation vibe. The Hermit has the star in his little cage there, always lighting the way. So that's, to me, is like the inner star that we have within. And maybe it's time to, like I said, like seeing things and looking at things from a different view, from a different perspective, surrendering and letting go the old way and trying a new way. And maybe that'll push our goals and our whatever we're working towards forward, and start using our inner talents and our inner guidance more, and having our heart lead the way more so than, our mind, our exhausted mind and our exhausted body, and using our heart, to lead the way and make more decisions, based from the heart. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So that's a good clearing, a good message to add on. Let's just get more clarifying cards. Why is the Magician upside down? That's too much. Too much. Too much. It's too much. It's too much, Cancer. What else? Yeah. Yeah, so to clarify the Magician, I got the Three of Wands, and it's like expansion, preparing yourself, for more, maybe a trip, maybe travel, opportunities. Yeah, it's seeing things in a different way. This is Aries energy. And it's time to expand on our ideas that maybe we've been thinking about. Ideas are just ideas, or dreams are just ideas until you actually put some aligned action into your dreams, right? Then they can become a reality, because otherwise, they just stay as ideas in our head. So this to me is just, being practical about, the next steps and moving forward. And you have, the 2 and 3. So it's just making progress, slow and steady, right? So I like that a lot. And, remember, we have these, this 10 of Cups and the Pentacles. So if we move forward with a slow and steady pace and believe in ourselves, then there's nothing that we won't be able to achieve, right? But now it's time to start implementing the ideas, implementing and putting, action steps into our ideas, so they just don't stay in our head. Because you definitely do have a lot of earthly energy, right? So, and what is Earth? It's putting the action towards our goals. I like it. I like it for you, Cancer. Let's get some. Even though this doesn't seem like more of a relationship thing, I think it's more of a personal time to act. I always like to see what comes out in like the relationship aspect, because we're always relating. Thank you. We're always relating. And so this one is funny because it says confusion and no good ones. It says you don't know what you want, so you need clarity before you get involved. And again, this might not have to do with relationships. It could be like, whatever, your next steps are. You don't know what to do, so you don't make any steps towards it, right? But that's not, you got to do one step towards it, right? Or start putting something towards it. And then it says no good ones. It says there is someone out there for you. Don't let this false belief make you miss out. Yeah, I think it's about, not so much about relationships, but what are we going to miss out on if we don't start implementing actionable steps, towards our goals and our plans and our dreams, especially now that we have the, fucking green light from spirit saying it's time to go, right? Because we don't get this energy, the energy kind of dwindles again back in the fall, like late July, basically. So, we only have a few good months where we can just like green light before the fucking yellow and then the red comes on again, So for me, it's more of a personal thing, having to do with yourself and, taking steps towards your goals, Cancer, this week. And, don't let confusion or thinking that it won't happen to you or that your dreams can't come true, because that's just not true. But, you do have to put some work into it. So that's the tarot part. Let me get an Akashic Records Oracle card for you, and then I'll pull an angel number, and we'll close out the reading. I have two dogs like munching on snacks, on treats right now, and they're like children, dogs. They basically fight over who has what, and it's hilarious. I'm just gonna take the top two. It's too much too many cards. Okay, first one is patience, and the second one is step back. So I'm gonna read patience first. So patience, you're being asked to practice patience right now. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, especially after the fucking shitstorm we've been through the past, 4 or 5 months, with the slow energy and then the chaos in the world, right? It's not easy to do this, but you're strong, and there's reason why things aren't aligning in the way you want them to in this moment. Have patience. It will eventually work out, but again, you have to put those aligned, actionable, earthly steps towards, those goals, and, it will align. And if not, maybe it's time to let go of whatever it is, right? That is not aligning, because right now it's go time, and the universe will deliver. But, things take time. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to take a step today, and then tomorrow, your goal is realized or your dream is realized. No, it takes time. So you have to be patient with that as well. I think that is speaking to more of what it is, right? Patience with your journey, patience taking it day by day, and just allowing and surrendering and knowing that you're taking aligned action towards your goals and dreams. And then step back. It says you're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective, which is that, the Hangman, right? When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed. And I think this message is not just only for you. I think it's for everybody. We sometimes need to step back and take a break and get perspective and zoom out, right? And because sometimes when we're in the thick of it, or shit's not moving and we're in a spiral, in a mindset, it's hard for us to gain perspective and, figure out what next steps are and move from there. So definitely is all aligning. Spirit does not lie. Yeah, I think this is more of a personal thing for the Cancerian, and you know, it's not going to resonate for everybody, but for some out there, this is more of like your message. So I'm going to pull an angel number card. Oh no. It says 1717, drama alert. It says independence, purpose, solitude, growth, healing, aspiration. Take a few deep breaths and turn your focus inward. Yep. And then, did we get the Hermit? Yes. You need time to reflect and consider your options. Rely on your inner strength and trust that you're moving in the right direction. What may seem like a pause in activity is simply a natural part of your journey. Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been pausing, right? And maybe, you know, maybe for you, it's like an everyday pause. Like every day before you start your day, take a pause and like write down, okay, you know, what are my main goals, you know, 2 or 3 main goals. And once you get those done, then you can move on to like the minor goals. And then just pause every day and just, you know, take it day by day and step by step, because that's what it's just as asking us to do, is just go more inwards so we can figure out our next steps. All right, my darlings, I think that's all I have for you. You know what? I'm being called to pull one of the intuition oracles, and this will be the last card I pull. It's really pretty. If you hear noises, the dog's playing, so you know, it's life. Let me just pull this one last card, and then we'll close out the reading. I'm so glad you're here, Cancer. I think this is overall it's a good reading. It's just, you know, we day by day, step by step, and life is crazy. Oh shoot. Uh-oh. The Worrier. And this is perfect, because this is what I was saying, is instead of like worrying about things, it's time more for like taking a pause and just aligning ourselves every day, so that way we don't have to worry about anything, right? I mean, we still have worry, obviously, but the affirmation for this is, I can handle whatever life brings to me. And it's true, Cancer, you can definitely handle whatever life brings to you, you know, whatever comes your way, you can definitely handle it. It's just maybe, you know, looking at things, like I said, in a different perspective, and going inward to figure it out. All right, Cancer, that's all I have for you, my loves. I'm so grateful you are here, and I'll see you next week.